expect this to be the only time that I will speak to you in this manner. I do not believe it is appropriate for me to speak further about the investigation.
Bob Mueller took a very careful approach to the challenging task of investigating a sitting president, a task that a small handful of attorneys have ever tackled. And while they had different titles and operated under a range of different rules, they faced the same core challenge. How do you assertively but responsibly investigate the sitting commander-in-chief? When do you defer to substantive limits? The president is not any ordinary witness. The Constitution grants him extra powers and legal protections. But when do you confront him anyway? Because no person is above the law. Prosecutors who chose the path of confrontation memorably did so in public, speaking, cajoling, criticizing, even leaking.
The president repeatedly tried to thwart the legal process. The president chose deception.
White House lawyers have filed a motion to hold Kenneth Starr in contempt of court. They charge his office leaked a judge's confidential ruling.
In an interview published in Content magazine, Starr concedes that on some occasions he's spoken privately with reporters about the case.
Mueller did not refer to Donald Trump by name when discussing his obstruction probe. During Iran-Contra, prosecutor Lawrence Wilsh was willing to publicly name, shame, and condemn the sitting president.
President Bush's pardon of Caspar Weinberger and other Iran-Contra defendants undermines the principle that no man is above the law. The Iran-Contra cover-up has continued for more than 6 years. A part of a disturbing pattern of deception and obstruction that permeated the highest levels of the Reagan and Bush administrations.
Another contrast is precedent. Consider that when the White House rejected Mueller's call for Trump's testimony, he took no for an answer. Watergate prosecutor Archibald Cox confronted the Nixon White House's rejection of his demand for those pivotal Oval Office tapes, calling an unusual high-stakes press conference to explain to America why he would now take his case to the grand jury and, if necessary, to the Supreme Court.
This afternoon, I received from the White House a letter declining to furnish the 8 requested tapes. It therefore becomes my duty promptly to seek subpoenas and other available legal procedures for obtaining the evidence for the grand jury.
The Watergate prosecutor's office ultimately won that war, but not before the Saturday Night Massacre firing of that man, Cox, which then sparked such blowback that the Nixon Justice Department had to appoint a new prosecutor, Leon Jaworski, who ultimately lived up to this pledge to, if necessary, stand up to Nixon's Attorney General.
And what would you do, Mr. Jaworski, if the new Attorney General, now the Attorney General designate, tried to interfere in any way with your pursuit of the investigation?
I'd march him down to this congressional committee if he and I couldn't work it out among ourselves.
It wasn't laughs for long. What happened after that moment changed history. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.